Hello! In today's lesson we're looking at lines and angles, which is chapter 3 section 1. Our objectives are to be able to identify relationships between lines and angles formed by transversals. Vocabulary: parallel lines. Two or more lines are parallel lines if they are coplanar and do not intersect. Remember, coplanar means they're on the same plane. So in our picture over here, line AB and line CD are parallel lines. SKEW. Two or more lines are skew lines if they are not coplanar and do not intersect. In our picture over here, line CD and line BE are skew lines. As you can see, CD and BE are not on the same plane. CD is the horizontal line and BE is the vertical line, so they have two different planes and they do not intersect. Parallel planes. Two or more planes are parallel planes if they do not intersect. Transversal. A transversal is a line that intersects two or more coplanar lines at different points. Corresponding angles. Two angles are corresponding angles if they occupy corresponding positions. The way I remember corresponding angles is if I were to draw a box around these angles measures here and these angle measures here, notice that 1 and 5 are in the same location. So is 2 and 6. 3 and 7, and 4 and 8. And so we can say that 1 and 5 is a corresponding angle, 2 and 6 is a corresponding angle, 3 and 7 is a corresponding angle, and 4 and 8 are corresponding angles. By the way, corresponding angles are congruent. Alternate exterior angles. Two angles are alternate exterior angles if they lie outside the two lines on opposite sides of the transversal. The way I remember alternate exterior angles is if I draw the line Z through my lines that are cut by the transversal. So here's my letter Z. Notice that angle 1 and angle 8 are outside the letter Z in opposite locations. So those two are alternate exterior angles. Another possible alternate exterior angles is if I go the opposite way and draw a backward Z. 2 and 7 are alternate exterior angles because they're outside the letter Z and in opposite locations. By the way, alternate exterior angles are congruent. Alternate interior angles. Two angles are alternate interior angles if they lie between the two lines on opposite sides of the transversal. Alternate interior angles, I still think of the letter Z. This time with the angle measures, the angles are inside the letter Z, and so 3 and 6 are alternate interior angles because they lie inside the angle Z and on opposite sides. We can go backwards too and draw a backwards letter Z, and angle 4 and angle 5 are alternate interior angles because they're inside the letter Z and they're on opposite sides of each other. By the way, alternate interior angles are congruent. Consecutive interior angles. Two angles are consecutive interior angles if they lie between the two lines on the same side of the transversal. So angle 3 and angle 5 are consecutive interior angles. So is 4 and 6. They lie on the same side of the transversal and they're on the inside of the transversal. By the way, consecutive interior angles are supplementary, meaning they add up to 180 degrees. Same-side interior angles. Consecutive interior angles are sometimes called same-side interior angles. So consecutive interior angles and same-side interior angles mean the same thing. Think of each segment in the diagram as part of a line. Which of the lines appear to fit in the description? A. Parallel to AG and contains C. So here is my line AG. Parallel to AG, there are 5 lines that are parallel to AG, and that is BH, CI, DJ, EK, and BL. But only CI passes through C and is parallel to line AG. B, perpendicular to line AG and contains B. There are 4 lines that are perpendicular to line AG. And remember, perpendicular means they create the 90-degree angle. These 4 lines are AF and AB, GH, and GL. But only line AB passes through B and is perpendicular to line AG. C. skewed to line AG and contains C. We have 8 lines that are skewed to AG. Remember, skew means they're not on the same plane and they do not intersect. So here's line AG. Skewed to it is BC, CD, ED, FE, also HI, IJ, KJ, and LK. But only line BC and line CD pass through C and are skewed to line AG. D. Name the plane that contains C and appears to be parallel to plane AFL. Here's plane AFL. The plane CDJ contains C and is parallel to AFL. Alright, checkpoint problems number 1, 2, 3, and 4 are yours. In each of these problems, think of each segment in the diagram as part of a line. Which of the line appears to fit the description? Number 1, parallel to line PQ and contains S. Number 2, perpendicular to line PQ and contains S. Number 3, skew to line PQ and contains S. And number 4, name the plane that contains S and appears to be parallel to plane PQR. Postulate 13, parallel postulate. If there is a line and a point not on the line, then there is exactly one line through the point parallel to the given line. Meaning that if I have a point over here and I want to draw a line that's parallel to it, I can only draw one line through that point P that would be parallel to line L. Any other lines will not be parallel to line L. Postulate 14, perpendicular postulate. If there is a line and a point not on the line, then there is exactly one line through the point perpendicular to the given line. So in this picture over here, I can only draw one line through line L that is perpendicular and goes through point P. So there's exactly one line through P perpendicular to L. Example 2, identifying angle relationships. List all pairs of angles that fit the description. A, corresponding. Remember, when we look at corresponding, we're going to draw a box through all of our angles that are together and see which angles are in the same place. So angle 1 and angle 5 are in the same location. Angle 3 and 7 are in the same location. Angle 2 and angle 6 are in the same location. And angle 4 and angle 8 are in the same location. So those angles are corresponding. B, alternate exterior. So I'm going to draw my letter Z. And I've got that outside my letter Z are angle 1, and opposite from that would be angle 7. So angle 1 and angle 7 are alternate exterior angles. I can also go the opposite way with my letter Z. And outside of this letter Z, we've got angle 4 and angle 6 that are outside the letter Z and on opposite sides of each other. C, alternate interior angles. Again, going to draw my letter Z. This time I'm going to look on the inside since we're looking at interior angles and we're looking at interior and opposite. So angle 2 and angle 8 are my alternate interior angles. I can go the other way with my letter Z and we can see that angle 3 and angle 5 are alternate interior angles. Consecutive interior angles. Consecutive interior angles are angles that are on the inside of the line cut by the transversal and they are on the same side of that line as well. So we can say that angle 2 and angle 5 are consecutive interior angles, and we know that these two angles add up to 180 degrees. We can also say angle 3 and angle 8 are also consecutive interior angles and they add up to 180 degrees. Alright, checkpoint problems number 5, 6, 7, and 8 are yours. For each of these problems, complete the statement using corresponding alternate exterior, alternate interior, or consecutive interior. Angle 9 and angle 11 are what angles? Angle 6 and angle 10 are what angles? Angle 8 and angle 11 are what angles? And angle 7 and angle 13 are what angles? Alright, that's it from me. I'll see you all soon.